Pull up a chair and tell me your memory. Why does it matter to you? I want to hear your story, your point of view. Tell me what happened to you.
Hi, and welcome back to Tell Me What Happened, the podcast that features folks from all walks of life telling us one true childhood story and how that story, that event, that experience has impacted who they are as an adult. I'm your host, Jay Rehack, and like everybody who's been listening, I've had my share of childhood experiences. Some of them are pretty great and some of them are pretty miserable, actually. But I'd like to think that everything that's ever happened to me has made me a better person. Again, very questionable. I say it all the time. It's questionable because maybe I'm not such a better person for them. But that's what I'd like to think. That's the illusion I give myself. Anyway, more importantly, today I have as my guest, Allie Costa. Allie is an actor, writer, director, and singer working in film, TV, theater, and voiceover. Her credits include Spring Awakening, 90210, Alien vs. Musical, and the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Audible series, Slayers, a Buffyverse Story. Her work has been produced internationally, including the critically acclaimed Two Girls Music of the Mind, BoxesAre Magic, and Can You Keep a Secret? And occasionally, she sleeps. Welcome to the show, Allie Costa.
Thank you so much.
Allie, one quick question. Are you ready to tell your story?
I'm born ready.
All right. Well, I'm going to get out of the way. And at the end, I'll ask you a question or two about how you think it's impacted your life. But take it away, Allie Costa.
Hey, I'm Allie Costa, and I'm an actor. The first time that I got a direct offer, an actor's dream, when you get offered a role without even having to audition, I was 5 years old. So picture this. I'm in my first grade classroom, and an administrator comes in and says she needs to see a couple of students. My name is one of the ones that she mentions. So we go out into the hallway, and she tells us, "Congratulations, you've been cast in the school play. We want you to be a part of our play." As you can imagine, I was over the moon. Ever since I can remember, I have been an actor and a storyteller, making up songs about my pets, making sure that my mom and my sister watch me as I do my own adaptation of my favorite book or film, just dancing around the house and being a actor, singer, dancer, and noisemaker since birth. So this day, when she said, "You're in a play," I was ready to go. They cast me as the narrator, which was so cool. I got to be on stage the entire time, watching everybody on stage and in the audience, making sure that everything ran smoothly. I will never forget that day. I am so excited to tell you this story now, because it's a big part of who I am. And Jay, that's my story.
I love it, but I got to ask you, Allie, how was your performance received at that time? Was everybody fired up afterwards? Everybody, was your family there? I mean, how many people got to see you perform?
My family came. It was an audience of both our students and parents and faculty. So it was in front of the whole school, or as many kids as they could fit in our little auditorium at that time. And I just had a blast. I had the time of my life. I remember another actor made a mistake and we all had to make sure that he was okay. And he was. And that's live theater, baby. You say yes and you keep going. You make sure everybody is okay on stage and off. And then you get to reap the benefits of that adrenaline and the applause, but also just being happy knowing that everybody did a good job.
That's incredible. I have to tell you that, and I usually don't inject myself into these stories, but I was in a high school play, and every night I loved it when it was over because I was so nervous all the time that I was going to screw up. And when I think about young actors or people who are in the business, I admire the fact that it's courage, and sort of as you just said, if somebody makes a mistake, it's not fatal, etc. So you knew that at the age of 5? I mean, you were that clear-headed, because I could imagine being 5 and let's just say missing a line or doing something and then being devastated that I've wrecked the play or something like that. But you understood at 5 that was not an issue?
Oh, yeah. I was on it. I had my lines memorized. I had that down pat. And you also know, as we just said, you have to keep going. The show must go on. So it was just an incredible time to go, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's go.
So last question, and then I'm going to get to the more important question of how it's impacted who you are, although I think I have a sense of it from the intro. But how did you know at the age of 5 that acting was something that was your passion? I understand you probably did roles when you were a little girl, but a lot of people do that, to be honest with you. We all sort of play in our minds different things. But how did you know that this was meant for you?
I always have. And I know that sounds wild or like it's hyperbolic, and it is not. You can ask my mom. She says she knew I was going to be a dancer or performer of some kind because I just was doing somersaults in her belly all the time. When they brought me home from the hospital, I was talking. It just wasn't in English, to the point that she put a recorder in my crib. And when I was a teenager, you know where this story is going. But when I was a teenager, one day she called me into her room and sat me down and she said, "Oh, I just want you to hear something." So I thought she was going to play a song that she wanted me to hear, a soundtrack that we liked, something like that. And she pushes play and it is Baby Babble. And you hear the rise and the fall of my voice. And it's just like hearing a language you don't speak, but you hear the inflection and the intonations. You can hear me asking questions. And it's, I would say wild, but it's not, because it's me, and anybody who's ever met me knows that I am very, very chatty. And that's just been me since day one. So no surprise to my family, no surprise to me. And to your original question, they're not in the business at all. My mom and my sister have been my biggest supporters, my biggest cheerleaders, my audience since day one. And I can't thank them enough. My heart is so grateful because they have always supported me. And for people who this isn't their love, their hobby, their interest, their career, especially in the arts, we all know stories of friends who have either stopped doing what they wanted to do, stopped following their passion in the arts because either their family didn't support them or the business didn't support them or some kind of heartache along the way. And I had this foundation where my mom and my sister said, "This is what you love, go for it." And they came to every single show, supported everything I did. And now I'm fully grown and don't live in the same town or anything. But if anything is online, on TV, in theaters, they're the first ones to watch it. And I could cry just talking about it because they're amazing. They're awesome. I'm so, so, so lucky.
That's wonderful, because you're right. A lot of people sort of discourage their children from going into that business because it's a tough business, or just not being super supportive. I'm glad you're able to have that family support and have that positive energy, because like I said, that takes a talent in itself to be able to go on stage on a regular basis. For me, I mean, that's just not... I can do what I'm doing right now because I can edit myself, but and later I'll fix that mistake that I made.
Right.
But
you fix it in
live
post.
theater, like you said, yeah. So
I fixed it in pre. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
I like it. I fixed it in pre. Well, listen, last question.
Sure.
How do you think, and again, I read your resume, but how do you think that experience as a 5-year-old, that successful performance, narrator, job, everything, how do you think that's impacted who you are today as an adult?
It's cemented that this is what I want to do, what I need to do, what I love to do. And also looking back at that and going, they saw that in me. They didn't hold audition. They didn't ask people to sign up. They didn't ask somebody to come in, do a little song and dance, say a monologue. They just went, you know who'd be good? And then reached out to those people. So I love that kind of emanates from me. And whether that was them just knowing who I was in class, did my teacher recommend me, or seeing me out on the playground going, okay, so now the yard is Oz. Who wants to play Dorothy? And, assigning everybody roles in whatever we were doing or reenacting that day. I just want to thank whoever saw me, because that is me. That is me. You saw my energy, you saw my ability, and said, okay, let's have Allie be the narrator. And I've never looked back.
That's fantastic. I love it. I mean, I'm telling you, most people I talk to can't figure out what they want to do with their lives, and a lot of them are older than you are. But to know at the age of 5, or maybe even earlier.
Even earlier, yeah. I have documents from when I was 3. Wow. 3 years old, Jay. saying, this is my name, this is what I'm going to be. I even got in trouble in class because they wanted us to draw and write what we were going to be when we grew up. And I asked for more pieces of paper. And my teacher thought it was because I messed up or I was indecisive. And I said, no, I'm a lot of things. And she told me to choose one. And I said, you don't have to. You can be an actor and a writer. You can be a director and a singer. I mean, would Gene Kelly have been told by his teacher, sorry, just pick a lane, Gene? No, we wouldn't have the amazing Singing in the Rain and other amazing creative endeavors that we have today if somebody said you can only do one thing. And I think that's a testament to most people. Most people aren't one thing. Most people would have various interests, hobbies, and nouns. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am an actor. I am a director. I am a creator. I am an artist. Why limit yourself to one thing, especially if those things overlap like they do with my interest in the performing arts? There's a lot of overlap. So anybody listening to this who wants to pursue it, go for it. Give it a try, whether that is community theater or the big screen or both, because you can do both. Go for it. If it makes your heart sing, you can now be an example for somebody else when they say you on screen or you helping out backstage or just doing an after-school drama club. Go show those kids, hey, you want to do this? You can do this. And you'll learn such amazing things about yourself and others while you're performing. It's an incredible experience. I highly recommend it.
Well, thank you. I love your energy. I want to sort of grab onto it in my own life. I have many interests, of course, but the idea of being fired up about it and understanding, I actually 100% agree with you. I was a school teacher for 36 years, and I was trying to encourage young people to do what they wanted to do, whatever that would be, but then go at it full gun. And if you decide later you don't want to do it, then switch, whatever. But yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Your insights are well appreciated.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's our show. I'd like to thank Allie Costa for coming in again today and really firing me up about choosing a career early and successfully continuing to go for it. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Sidelining Publishing, publishers of quality books, including now Black Hole Chess. Black Hole Chess, a new game where you cannot control the center. And pawn to e4 is not a move that's even available to you. So if you want to learn more about how to play chess in a different way and maybe even become a better chess player, check out blackholechess.com. So until next time, this is Jay Rehak asking you all to please stay safe out there and try not to hurt anybody.